Today I'm up here at my favorite dealer, Penn Hills Rental, and I had them pull down the brand new Toro HDX. This one's a 72, and the reason is because I'm gonna be grabbing a 52-inch HDX here soon. So I got my homie Robert here right now. He's a Toro rep, and we're gonna have him go around and tell us about all of the cool features on this beast of a mower. Look at that thing. The new Toro HDX. So what's going on with you, Rob? How are you, bro?
Hey, Mac, thanks a lot for having me. I'm one of your biggest fans. Always checking out your content, and I appreciate what you do, and it's inspiring. I'm Rob, and I work for the Toro company. I'm an RLC account executive for Toro. I cover Pennsylvania and West Virginia. And what we have here is the semi-new, it's been out for 2 years, the Grandstand HDX. This is a 72-inch. It has IB construction on the front end, flat free front tires, 72-inch deck, tools free. You could pop these right off, get right into the deck, blow it off. You could put it right back on. No tools, no rattling. Our exhaust is protected. This particular one has a 993cc Vanguard EFI 37 horsepower with electronic control, throttle control. Not only does it have electronic throttle control, we also have the Eco throttle. So it's not a throttle that you would push back and forth. This is a push button throttle. So the Eco throttle, you're able to go halfway, 3/4, and you can even run this machine at half and save on fuel. This is our height of cut. Really nice and easy. You can do it right from your operator station. You pull your pin, you have your increments from 5 inches all the way down to 1.5 inches.
Wow.
And then here's a gravity pin, so you don't have no ball like it could rust. This just goes right in and it drops right down. That thing's never coming out, okay? And then you pull that up right like that. This has a cut and sewn seat, a cover back here, so it's very comfortable. I like the styling they have with the bull horns that Toro brought back a few years ago. Here's your platform. Something that's very interesting about Toro that's different than other manufacturers is its platform, okay? So we have a platform that you can put up, and it makes a very short footprint on your trailer. What's really nice is when you put this down, you pump that down, and you're gonna stand on this, and then your operator presence switches are at the handle. A lot of the other manufacturers have the operator presence switch here. That means there's a switch here. So you have to be on this at all times in order to keep the mower running. Our operator presence switch is at the handles. And what's nice about that is you can get off this machine, you can put this up, and you can operate it from back here. Now you want to operate this on the platform 99% of the time. Very seldom would you need to get off of that platform. And here's the reason why. We want to have traction on the back tires. So if you're 225 pounds, you're 200 pounds, that's 225 pounds of extra on the back. And you're not locked in like some of the other manufacturers. This is, I can manipulate this machine. So if I'm going down a hill, I get way back here and I pull on these handles and I get much of the weight as the front end off as I can. If I'm going down the hill, I can lean forward like this. If I'm on a hill and I want to fly it, that's what these raised pieces here. I can put my feet here and I'm like this on a hill, so I can manipulate that to get the weight where I need it to be on the back tire. Now back to these handles right here. Operator presence switch is right here. We used to have it just on one side. Now we have it on both sides, just in case your hand comes up, it still doesn't shut the mower off. Also, there's a delay in these, so if you happen to have your hands bounce up or come off a little bit, it won't shut the mower down because there's like a ½ second delay, okay? We have a push button PTO, which is nice. Your key switch is right here, and then your brake is right here, your hydraulics right here. If you come around here, you'll see our gas tank. We don't have a gas gauge, we don't need it. Here's your gas gauge, 1/8, quarter, 1/2, all the way up to full. You can see the gas is right there, okay? Now, if you come around back to this design, this particular one has a Vanguard oil system. So this particular one has a Briggs on it, since it is a 38 horsepower. We have these all the way down to a 36-inch, all the way up to a 72-inch with Kawasaki, Kohler EFIs, Vanguard, so there's different options on all of those. Toro is #1 in the stand-on game. What helped us propel us to be #1 in the stand-on game is our multi-force. In Pennsylvania, we sell a ton of multi-forces because it's a hillside machine, and we have those different attachments. Our number one attachment is the mulch force, 250 pounds of mulch product that you can put in there, and you can pinpoint that into areas, and it doesn't tear up the grass like other machines. It goes in nice and easy, and you pinpoint it in. It also has a plow. We own the Boss snowplow company, so we have the ability to take Boss product and put it on our Toro product. So it's a sister company of ours. So we have a Boss snowplow that's hydraulically driven on our multi-force. But back to the HDX Grandstand, I had sold 2 of these to somebody locally. They do gas well sites, so they don't get out to those gas well sites for 2 to 3 weeks. So they needed the horsepower, and then they wanted to make tall grass short with a large deck, and they didn't have to really worry about, you know, pristineness. Although it cuts very well, that horsepower is able to get that high grass in the spring and knock it down and process it out. So I've got really good reviews about this machine because of that. Now you can use this on residential lawns, you know, although with a 72 it'd have to be big, or a 52-inch lawn. So if you're getting back every 2 weeks, or you're in the spring with lush grass, it's going to process that grass really, really well. A couple different things on the HDX. This, like all of our grandstands, lifts up so you could get under here, and you can blow this out if you have to. The battery is located here on the HDX. On the other grandstands, it'll be mounted on the outside. You can also put product on top of this, so if you have 50-pound bags of fertilizer, 50-pound bags of mulch, you could put it on there and you could transport it and use it as such. On most of Toro's product, we have the ABC configuration. That adjusts your baffle in and out, and what that does is, so in the fall, or just before the fall, or in August when things dry up, I want to have that in the A position. That pushes that baffle close together, and what it does is it forces that 3-inch piece of grass you're cutting, it forces it go from that inner chamber to the middle chamber to the third chamber and throws it out. It'll throw it out further, but more importantly, it keeps it in the chamber and it reduces that grass, and it throws it out further, so it dissipates it better. In the spring, when we have lush green grass, I want to have that in the C position. I want to open that baffle all the way up, and the reason why is we want to get that grass out from underneath the deck because it can only handle so much. So if you open that up, yeah, you're going to get bigger pieces of grass that come out, but when it's wet and luscious, you don't want to have those basketballs just blow out when you have a lot of grass. So you're really getting the best of both worlds with this turbo force deck. I can get it closed all the way, force the grass to come up, and almost get it to be a mulcher. And then if you open it up, it opens that chamber up the front. I could get more grass to just flow out so you don't blow those basketballs that you see back in the day. Non-greasable spindles, and there's a reason why we do non-greasable spindles. I've been working for Toro for 25 years. We've had greasable spindles, but the technology today has helped us get longevity out of spindles that are not greasable. So we go with maintenance-free spindles. There is a debate about that, but the failures on the spindles are very, very low with these non-greasable spindles. Back to the height of cut. This is very easy to move up and down because we have these springs. That's a heavy, heavy deck. So that spring there assists us, so I don't have to really wrench on this. It's really easy for me to get that up and down. I don't know if you ever try to get a heavy deck up without those springs, but it would be very hard. Our adjustment on our levelness of the deck is right here. You just pop these nuts out. If you want to get a little more toe into your deck, the reason why you want to have a little toe, we always send our mowers out with a 1/4-inch toe to the front. And while we do that, you want to go through the grass this way, and you want to cut the grass once with the front end of the blade, and you don't want the back end of the blade cutting any grass. You just want that to cut it up and to get the turbulence, and it'll blow it through there. Now, if you cut the front and not the back, that takes less stress off the motor, okay? That's one thing you could do. So you can adjust those. We don't really recommend you to adjust them, but if you did want to get more toe, you certainly can. Rubberized discharge chute. I know a lot of guys, they put the operator control discharge chute on here. What that does is it'll mount to right here, and what it does, it'll close that flap off. If you're working in a cemetery, or if you're doing school districts, or you don't want to blow grass out onto the road, you can put that operator control discharge chute. That's available for almost all of our mowers. It is not available for our multi-force because our low flow gets in the way, but everything else can pretty much handle operator control discharge chute. Back to that, that is protected, this exhaust. And these get beat up on the trailer more than they do anywhere else. So if you have racks or something, if they happen to get hit, and then you got a heavy duty air filter, and I think that's pretty much really all I have to say.
Man, I love it, man.
No
The
problem.
Toro HDX is absolutely fire, and I can't wait to get my hands on the 52-inch one. I don't need a 72-inch, but we came to show it to you today. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but success. And remember, the Creator created you to be creative. So get out there and create what you want in your life. Because me and Rob, we out. Peace.